And like every day, the hardest part to many things is showing up, pushing forward, trying to stay positive and not lose your hope. As you get older, that may be a little bit more challenging, but body in motion stays in motion. Idle time is a devil's playground. And when in doubt, do something, but buy nothing. When in doubt, do something, but buy nothing. Stay active, but you don't have to buy something to soothe your mind. And in tonight's live feed, I want to talk about more stimulus and more problems. Because that's what today has brought in a general conversation standpoint in America. The Democrats won in Georgia, which pretty much sealed the deal after Biden beating Trump, and now the Democrats will control the legislative branch, the Senate. They'll have the majority. And that means most Americans will probably get the $2,000 stimulus that Trump was saying that he wanted to give people, but was a little bit of publicity stunt. But either way, that means more stimulus. That means more inflation. That means more people will enjoy more money and not necessarily more work. Is that a bad thing? No. Why? Because those who want to work are working, and those who don't, they have what they need. Look, we bailed out the stock market, and that's great. So I got no problem with people getting more. I'm a fair person. Okay, if you're going to bail out one, you bail out the others. And I'm for a future of universal basic income, more stimulus. Why? Because again, those who want to work will work. They'll get more than just a stimulus, and those who don't, they'll contribute by buying stuff, by spending their stimulus, whether it's at Walmart, whether it's buying a house, whether it's buying a car. So the future will be universal basic income, universal health care, and you'll still have people working, and you won't have some people working. But the bottom line is, I know another person today also that contracted COVID, so still a real thing. And the more problems of it is you had people overtake the Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. I've been there. I visited Washington, D.C. years ago. I went to the White House. I went to the Supreme Court. You know, everything is kind of like in one little, I don't know, couple mile radius. All the museums, all the buildings. The White House is a little bit off, but all the statues, it's all pretty much in close proximity. And it's a very nice thing to go see. But it was pretty much just the last ditch effort to try to save, or, you know, look, it's just when you have a contentious person like Trump, and, you know, look, even if you voted for him, you know he's contentious. It's just what it is. Okay. It's those type of people do not leave your life easy. It's more problems. So, you know, it's like when you're dating someone who has a lot of money, you know, they're giving you more stimulus, but they also sometimes bring more problems into your life. And that's what I often say. Like, I've heard people tell me that a divorce is one of the most expensive things, but it's worth every penny, because you get to a certain point in life where someone can't give you enough stimulus to satisfy your peace. You need a balance of it. It's true. But that's where we stand today in America. We're going to get probably more stimulus. We'll probably have some more problems in the next 2 weeks until the end of January 2020. I think January 21st, 2021, excuse me, is when Biden will probably take power. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how we play out with this winter, which is supposed to peak COVID before the springtime when the vaccines start to take shape and we go forward. Good to see Affinity. Yeah, I say overall, I hope you had a good day. Overall, my day was good. I didn't have more problems. You know, like someone had asked me today about like the things that were going on in Capitol Hill. I said, look, I'm in Florida. It's sunny. It's nice. You know, I acknowledge, you know, the real things out there, but you know, it's all relative, you know, to what, I don't know. I mean, obviously we're part of it. We're part of a community, part of the country. But my day was overall positive. Obviously, I don't want to see anyone hurt. Obviously, look, there were riots in the summer for the injustice with George Floyd and the other things like that. And look, I stood for the protest then. And look, the people have a right to protest now. Did they take it too far? Like anytime someone gets hurt, but it happened when people went too far in the summer too. So it's like it goes too far on both sides. But what I could tell you is this. I feel overall encouraged. I do. Because I don't think a person like Trump should ever be in power. I mean, you see how he back-ended Mike Pence? I mean, that's how you know the guy's a piece of shit. I mean, Mike Pence, that guy was the ultimate yes man. And one thing he didn't do for him, and he throws Mike Pence under the bus. I mean, what type of person is that? I mean, like, that's a pretty bad person. I mean, look, Joe Biden's brain dead. Nancy Pelosi's nasty. But Donald Trump, guys, probably one of the worst character people you ever had in the office. Now, they're all crooks. I'm not going to lie to you. They're all crooks. Okay. And they're all playing a game. And Trump was right on some things. But overall, like I've told you guys since the beginning of my channel, I share exactly how I feel, is that whether Donald Trump, Barack Obama, George Bush, you name Clinton, they matter. It's mattered in my lifetime who's the president. It definitely mattered. But it also, I still made the decisions for my life, regardless of who was in office. I moved to Florida when Trump was in office. Okay. So, it's like, you do what you got to do in life for you. Okay. And you stimulate your life. Okay. Which means you give it a boost of energy, a boost of money. You give it you change your life through getting away from the things that are causing you problems. And you have to figure out what's causing you problems. Is it your relationships? Is it your health? Is it your finances? Only you can answer that, right? And then you got to go to work. And like I say, just start by eliminating everything that is giving you a big problem, And then as you strip away the problems, okay, you can focus more on the solutions. But the first way to move forward in life is to stop going backwards. Okay, and so that's why you have to separate from what's causing you to go backwards. Now, certainly I've had plenty of psychopaths who've left comments on my channel. They keep blaming the narcissist they dated or they loved in the past. And I say to myself, all right, already, I understand you dated maybe an abusive person. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not Judge Judy. But I often say, like, if you're leaving that many comments on my channel about this narcissist, it's like I question you. Because at a certain point, guys, are you still abducted? I often ask people, like, after a certain amount of time, like, are you still abducted? I know you're still hurt. I can understand being still hurt. But at a certain point in life, you move on. Okay. And that mindset and that way of looking at things is the only way you cope in a healthy way. Okay. Because that's one of the biggest things I've realized that people struggle with is just the ability to move on. And it sounds simple, sounds corny, it's not exciting to talk about. But people still have in their mind, and that's what the storage unit is. It's just the old life. Okay, with a bunch of shit people don't use anymore, but they can't move on. And I've had to question myself at times, what do I need? What do I need more of, and what do I need less of? Do I need more stimulus? Do I need more money? We always want more money. I certainly, guys, I don't think you ever need more problems. Okay. I don't think you ever need more problems. So, I think start there. What's causing you problems? Now you could say Donald Trump's causing me problems. Nancy Pelosi's causing me problems. But when I hear someone say that, I say, here's someone who's not doing the work of their life. Because I'm not going to lie to you, guys. Look, there's good and bad leaders, and they matter. But chances are you caused yourself more problems these past 4 years, 8 years, 12 years, 20 years than any other president. For the most part, I would say 99% of the population. And that accountability, okay, especially in a first world country, third world countries, that's very tough. I still pray for them. And the first world countries, sometimes they're not, they got their issues. Would I marry Donald Trump to get into a first world country? It depends how bad the third world country was. I would consider it. And that's what I always tell you. If you're upset about politics, be grateful that you're in a first world country. Be grateful. Be grateful you may get more stimulus. Will there be some more problems in the next 2 weeks? Maybe. But guys, by the time most people watch this replay, it'll be in February 2021. We're already into the second week of 2021. So you can say this year was going to be my year, and we're back to having some civil unrest that we had in the summer. So it's like, life is a little bit what you make it, individually, personally. What are we at, January 6th? How many people are still fired up about their New Year's resolutions? How many really care? It's interesting, even like my mom sent me, people will send you a thing like, oh, you see what's going on in the news. But no one ever says, you see what's going on with my progress in my life. More money, more problems is what Biggie Small said. I think that was in the 90s. In the 2020s, I say more stimulus, more problems. That's the truth. That's the truth. Okay. Now, look, guys, I don't qualify for stimulus. Okay. So for me, it don't matter either way. Okay, that's truth. Okay. So I still feel that people should get more. Why? Hey, guys, look. How we inflated the market? Fuck it. Okay, we're never paying it back anyway. We weren't paying it back 10 years ago. We certainly ain't paying it back now. And every other country is doing the same thing. China, Germany, Italy, you pick the country. And eventually it stops. There's no more stimulus eventually down the road. Maybe it's 4 months, maybe it's 8 months, maybe it's 12 months. Eventually the virus goes away, but eventually there's more problems. And like I've said many times, guys, if you're waiting for everything to be all clear, you're going to wait the rest of your life. Stimulus is emergency action to keep the country going and to keep the masses from being destitute. The problems you see with a contentious election and the National Guard and all that, those are a small percent of the overall. There was no issues today in Florida. No issues in most of the world. Even when I was traveling and then when I was bouncing around in the summer, when there was civil unrest everywhere, I saw protests. I saw different, but I never saw, there was stuff going on, but it wasn't the vast majority of society, okay, is still muddles forward. And you have to figure out how to navigate through life, okay, to speak up, okay, because it does matter to speak up, to be part of something positive. Again, I think Donald Trump showed his true colors again. He threw Mike Pence right on the bus. So if you ever back a guy like that, if you don't do what he says, he throws you under the, I don't like that. I think that's very disgraceful. I'm not a big fan of Nancy Pelosi either. I understand that. And I've had liberal trolls, believe it or not. I've had conservative trolls, believe it or not. So I've also learned in life, look, it doesn't matter. There's nasty people on both sides. And the biggest thing that keeps me going on a very simple life is less problems. I thought about today the RV lot of purchasing. And, maybe I don't want to say I overthink it because, look, I don't want to, I think buying a piece of property is almost very close to the same level of commitment as marriage. Very close. Not the same, though. Not the same. Okay, I think you're better off buying a piece of property than getting married every day of the week and twice on Sunday. I can't tell you how many people I know destroyed their life for marriage and renovations. Kissed their life goodbye. There's no more stimulus for them because they don't have enough. They can't print enough money for that type of problem. Number one problem is relationships. So I don't have relationships problems. I don't. Once in a while, I get into a disagreement or I got to hear some crazy bastard on YouTube, and it causes mental problems. But hey, guys, look, I'm getting more stimulus by the day. My revenue is skyrocket right now. Now, will it plateau? Will it peak out? It may. Like I say, guys, all I can do is show up and do my best. I let the fucking chips fall where they may. So look, guys, if you're doing YouTube, more stimulus is more money. Because, guys, when there's more money floating around, people fucking throw it in the air. And some people play that shit. So that's why I've always told you guys, look, let them print the money. I don't care. How do you deal with inflation? Well, look, guys, inflation is all relative to your budget, okay, and living below your means. And that's why I go back to this RV lot. I say, how many problems is this RV lot going to buy, or this? If I bought a piece of property, how much is this going to cause me more problems? And I said, oh shit, A1F Quan. Shout out to the stimulus super chat 299. Well, damn it. Shout out to you and thank you for that gracious tip. I appreciate that. More money's coming. That's what it feels like. That the Georgia got the Democrats. So I think everyone's going to get some more money soon. But love to you, man. Thank you for that gracious tip. I appreciate you watching. Thank you. But I say to myself, will buying another piece of property or getting entangled, will it add more problems? Because right now I've been living so damn simple that, well, I guess you could say my problems are I don't have a refuge from the public. The all-night gas station has a level of solitude that few would call solitude. At the same time, an HOA, when your neighbor's relatively close, there's something to be said about that, or even a single-family house. I drove by some single-family houses, no HOA, and the neighbors see you driving up and down the street, they look. So, there's a big lie that just because you don't buy in an HOA, you're not part of an HOA. Any community you buy, you're part of the community. Now, it is true that some communities you could have more separation from your neighbors than others. But there is no place that you're going to totally isolate from society. So, you're never going to eliminate all problems in life. If you want to live like a nomad, your problem is you're always in the public. You don't really have that place that's just yours. If you buy a place, okay, you're always entangled with your neighbors, property taxes, HOA, maybe a mortgage. If you go to campgrounds, if you go to RV parks, they are what they are. They're filled with other people. Some of them can't pass a background check. Okay. Some of them are retired. Some of them are psychopaths, and some of them are just great people that want to live an odd life. It's like everything else. Would I say that most of our problems are self-induced? Well, if I look at my life, because I try to do that, I try not to give you just fucking this hot air speech. If I look at my own life, I would say for the most of my problems were probably self-induced. Again, whether me choosing to have certain people in my life, or choosing to go somewhere, or choosing to risk a certain amount of money, or choosing, okay. So you have to own your problems. Again, there are certainly problems that are outside of your control, so I acknowledge that too. But, I think you start by looking at your life, not through a political talking point, just to look at your life as a sincere way. And say, if I look at my life, have I caused most of my problems, or did Donald Trump, did Nancy Pelosi? And I think if you look at your life, for most people, there's exceptions. No matter what your political affiliation, or even if you don't even care about politics, you're going to say that for the most part, for the average person, you cause most of your problems. And even if you got stimulus, and even if you get more stimulus, and I hope you do, that's probably not going to cure your financial freedom. It's going to be good. Okay, it's going to, give you another boost. Where do you want to go in life? What do you want to do? So I said, let me flip that question on myself. Where do I want to go in life? What do I want to do? Well, look, where do I want to go? I want to stay in Florida unless there's a hurricane. What do I want to do? I want to retire early, live an overall peaceful life, and in the meantime, try to make a positive difference as best I can. I realize everyone's going to do what they want at the end of the day. I do think we can make a difference, but I'm not going to destroy my life by trying to save the world, because I'm just not at that point mentally, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm certainly, get involved as much as I can, do what I can, but I'm not, there's other people more suited. I think as you get older, I think you realize, you do you now. I dated some MILFs, and a lot of them, their children were, in the teens, getting ready to become young adults. And that's the number one thing that they would tell me is, look, I did my job as a parent. I know it never stops, but I want to live some of my life again. I want to enjoy my life again. I want my life back. Like Kim and Kanye. Tomorrow's live feed, maybe Kim and Kanye are getting a divorce. I'm staying single. Damn it, I should have did it tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. Single, to me, if you're single, less problems. If you're married, more problems. Yeah, less stimulus too. You say, well, I think you get extra $600 per kid. Guys, they can't give you enough $600 per kid for that to be worth it, in my opinion. Everyone's different though. I got people I know, they don't like me anymore because they think I was talking about their overweight wife. But I don't give a fuck. But I don't know, man. To me, single, less problems, more stimulus. Yeah. Even if you don't qualify for the stimulus, guys, if you're single, you're rich. Okay. And especially if you ain't got kids. Yeah, you guys are loaded. I'm not mad at that. What are we talking about tonight? Look, guys, I'm showing up and I'm talking about kind of what was on my mind, what was on the current events. I appreciate Infinity and A1 F Quan. Thank you very much. And I think as I talk things out, I think it may help you to talk things out. It may entertain you and may not interest you. And that's the great thing about YouTube, guys. You can turn me off and you can go watch the same replay of the 10 minutes when they stormed the Capitol. Okay. And you're basically going to, not get much from that. Or you can take screenshots of me and masturbate because you're never going to get with me. Some people do that. But what am I going to do? Guys, I'm going to figure out in life how to eliminate problems because I don't want more problems. I don't want any problems. To me, I try to have no problems. I said to myself, do I want to get my brakes done or buy a new car? Now, what's going to give me more problems? Everything that you have, it requires maintenance. And that's why I don't want a lot. That's why I tell you, like a single family house is going to appreciate better than an RV lot. And I'm struggling with that. But I say to myself, the single family house is going to be more problems because there's more stuff to take care of. And I don't want more stuff to take care of. How? Single with no kids equals commodity. Well, a commodity is like gold, oil, etc. It's like a thing that doesn't get produced more, right? Ross, $3.99 super chat. Oh my God. I can't wait for retirement. Well, Ross, when you retire, don't volunteer to work on Capitol Hill because this is shit show up there today. So what I can tell you is this. Look, guys. Thank you, Ross. Thank you, Hal. Thank you, Quan. Infinity. Yeah, keep it simple. I struggle, where to go with the next topic here. And I would just say, look, just try to keep it simple. And that's a discipline. Okay, very disciplined. And get your stimulus. Oh, I'm sorry, Hal, you got blocked, brother. This went into an algorithm. He goes, Hal said, Roz, 299 super chat. I want to move to the hills. What, California? I tell you, Roz, I don't know if you're a transgender. If you are, I support you. I did a whole live feed about I support transgenders. But what I can tell you, guys, on the West Coast, it's a shit show. In my opinion, it's a shit show. There's a lot of surgery going on over there. There's a lot of I can't be in the hills. I want to be in the flatland. You're gonna have to pay state income tax. And you're going to be by the Pacific Ocean, not the Atlantic Ocean. Now, look, if you're a transgender, if you like mountains and hills, and if you want to kind of live somewhere by Kim Kardashian, it may be a good move. But for me, I think I'm going to finish out in Florida. Ross, no to the woods. Country farms. What? Where's that? No to the woods. Country farms? You want to go to country farms? Well, I tell you, Ross, you give me all this stimulus, I approve. I don't know what the hell you're talking about now. Well, all I can tell you is this. Now, most of Florida's land is country, okay? Other than the coastal areas, which I want to be by, most of Florida is agricultural, farmland. And would I want to live on the farmland? Well, I almost bought a home base in Okeechobee. Now, you can't live in an RV in that area. I found that out. Not technically. But then I realized, I don't want to live an hour away from the beach. I remember driving in the hills of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Shout out to Alice. And I said, I don't want to live away from the beach. So like my man Hal said, being single with no kids is a commodity. Let me Google the word commodity. And I'm going to read your other comment, Hal, because it got caught in an algorithm and YouTube automatically filtered it. I want to read the definition of commodity, because when you don't know, thank you again, Ross. When you don't know something, say, all right, let's look up the definition. I don't know it. I know in general terms what commodity means, but I don't want to assume. A commodity is a raw material or primary architectural product that can be bought and sold, such as copper, coffee, etc. Well, let's read the other definition. A useful or valuable thing such as water or time. Okay. I ain't mad at that. Oh shit, Ross coming in hot. $4.99 super chat. No, silly guy. I want to get away from all the craziness. So good luck with that. You gonna go to the hills? You got Kanye West going crazy, Kim Kardashian? I want to move and be around animals. Okay. And not humans. Well, that's an interesting comment. Because what I learned, Ross, you got to go on your journey, because this is part of your life, is to go on your journey and experience this. Is that you want to live around animals until you're next to a cow farm. When I went into the middle of Florida and I was looking at a raw piece of property in Okeechobee, there was a cow farm next to me, and it smelled like shit. Okay. I mean, fertilizer shit all day. And I said to myself, because for a moment, I was like you, Roz. You're in Broward County. You're in the concrete jungle. So you're saying, I got to get the fuck away from these all-night gas stations. And I understand that. I'm in one right now. So you fantasize about this country land. And I did the same thing. I went out there. And then I'm next to this cow farm. And when you first pull up, it's like, wow, this is really peaceful. And then you smell the shit. And then you go there day after day just to make sure it's going to be good home base. And then I said to myself, do I want to wake up and physically look at a cow and smell their shit? Or do I want to wake up and look at a bikini and smell her panties? I said, oh, shit. Now, yeah, once in a while, you got a big chick come on the beach. You know what I mean? It's almost like, looking at a cow. But, guys, what I tell you is this. Visit the country, but don't live there. That's my opinion. Yeah, that's my opinion. Don't everyone get offended. Thank you again, Roz. Thank you, Quan. Damn it. Even my man Elon Musk is in the building. Coconuts, we get more stimulus, man. Stock market going up. Commodities going up. Everything's going up. Why? You got the Democrats in. Trump's mad. You got more problems in Capitol Hill. But what I can tell you is this, guys. We're going forward. Time keeps going. And time's a commodity. All right, let's go back to the comments. I don't want to skip my man Hal. Because he had left a comment I didn't get a chance to read. We're going to go back. Hal had said, I will take the stimmy. Damn right you take it. But I'd rather work and grow. I know you're going to do great. I have way too many coworkers who are waiting. Shit is too real. Yeah, no, I know you're going to do great, brother. But yeah, look, I tell you, take the stimulus. Why? Because the bond market took it. The stock market took it. All the corporations took it. So, guys, don't get self-righteous when it comes to printing money. But don't get comfortable when it comes to printing money. Because as the Federal Reserve giveth, they taketh away. Never forget it. Okay, good job. Thank you again, Roz. But I do think it's good to go out to the... Look, when in doubt, don't buy anything and just travel. And that's the valuable part about being a nomad. Until you find where you really want to stay, go to the country, go to the desert, go to the mountains. Find out what inspires you. Like I had my young guy, Swan Auto, gay guy, liked to drive his bicycle in the mountains of Vermont. And that inspired him. Okay. Very much so. I had my man, Juicy Jeff. Okay. A guy who smokes weed, stopped masturbating. Then he moved to California, had gay sex, started smoking weed again, and then he shut down his YouTube channel. But he found out that he likes the warmer weather, but he went back to family. But he's young, and if I was young, I probably would have done the same thing, except the gay sex part. Not that I don't support every, thing you want to do, because I think everyone should have equal rights, but this is not my thing. So, I tell you, everyone, gay, straight, transgender, skip the sex and stay single. Why? Less problems. I know people right now, gay, straight, and transgender, their number one problem is their sex buddy or their relationship or their political junkie husband who basically hasn't ate their pussy in a long time, but he loves Donald Trump. That's crazy, okay? Guys, you haven't eaten your white pussy in a long time, and you love Donald Trump? That's a little crazy. Man, put down the TV, man. Go lick your girl's pussy, man. Okay? Yeah. I mean, don't get upset. You say, well, what about Nancy Pelosi? When's the last time she took her from the back? Well, I think it's been a little while. Okay. I think, she should enjoy it. Stay juicy. Okay. And what I can tell you is this, guys. Those are political problems. Okay. Now, some people want to make political problems your problem. And I get involved because I think politics matter a little bit, but I don't get too involved. Why? Because they don't matter every bit. That's true. Hal says, a man with no kids, good job, is a commodity. I don't know. Oh, shit. Coconuts gave me that super sticker. GG. I don't know where you find those super stickers, man. Yeah, that's the stock market going up, baby. More stimulus coming, man. Tesla's on fire, man. I can't believe it. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Coconuts. Shout out to you, Roz. Thank you, Roz. Very gracious of you. Thank you, Coconuts. Thank you, Quan. Thank you, Infinity and Hal. Yeah, man. When I saw the market today, Coconuts, I thought about you. I said, man, this market's going up. Why? More stimulus. So, guys, how does it end? It may never end, guys. We may be on the gravy train of more stimulus, maybe more political problems, but hey, guys, either way, the calendar keeps going forward. I'm in Florida. Okay. So, for me, I really don't think about I don't think about Nancy Pelosi when I wake up. I don't think about Donald Trump. What do I think about? I don't know. It all depends what happened the night before. But either way, what I try to get myself to think about is let me get up early. Let me start my day. I know that there's pain out there, and I know I feel pain, whether mentally or whatever. But all I can do is what I can do. Okay. And I know I have to take care of myself because I know if I don't take care of myself, what else can I do? I can do nothing. Okay. So then I'm part of the problem, not part of the solution. Okay, so I said, well, let me get my blood flowing. Let me eat something healthy. And then you just start your day with your job, with your side hustles, with your investments, with your masturbating, whatever you do. Okay. Well, like I say, guys, if you don't do anything, you're going to have more problems. Because why? Because the body in motion stays in motion. Idle time, devil playground. Okay. Let's continue to read live comments. Thank you again, everyone, guys. Very gracious to me. Coconuts laughing on the ground, custom emoji. It's a disaster. Coconuts, trillions in stimulus. Oh, it's coming. It's coming, yeah. Guys, stock market was blowing up today. Guys, all I can tell you is, I don't know, should you buy a house now? Because house prices probably going to keep going up. You should never buy a house if you're not living in an area you want to stay. You should never buy a house if it's above your means, because it doesn't matter. Stimulus won't help you that much. You know, I had a great viewer. I still love her, and I know she got upset with me, but that's okay. I got to do me. She got to do her. But she bought a house last year, and I thought houses were at the peak then, but they kept going up. Well, I don't want to say, let's stay positive. I want to stay positive. Let's stay positive. Now, let's take hydration break. Thank you again, Quam. Thank you, Roz. Thank you, Coconuts. Howlin' Infinity. Yeah, guys. Last month was all-time high for my revenue on YouTube, man. I got a, I don't know if it's the 6th. In the beginning of the month, you get a report on what your month is, and the 21st of every month, you get a payout. So I said, oh, shit. I hit one of my goals. I said, oh, shit. And it was exciting. Now, do I count on it? No. Why? YouTube is one of those things, like, it's just like any side hustle. It's like, you can't count on it until you have 3 years of tax returns and then you average that salary out. Coconuts, are the gyms busy in Florida? They're popping. I'm going to answer that question more detail in a minute. Are there people around? I'll answer that in a minute. Virus is getting bad in NY again. Yeah, I just spoke to a good friend in Boston. Someone he knows got the virus. So, the virus is still real. So let's answer your questions. Number one, are the gyms busy? I would say the gyms have a steady flow. Now, I wouldn't say busy. I wouldn't say empty. So Planet Fitness is 24/5, meaning it's only open 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, it's only open till 10 p.m. Anytime Fitness is open 24/7, 365, and the showers are open at every gym. Okay. So Planet Fitness is about 90% back. Anytime Fitness, 100%. And I think that's a good thing. Guys, look, again, the virus is real, but I don't think it's I think you want people working out to build their immune system, to stay healthy. I think you want the showers to be open for hygiene, etc. So, you don't have to go to the gym. That's where I do agree with the Republican philosophy. Like, guys, no one's forcing you to go to the gym. Like, I could see if, people were forcing you to go. It's up to you. You don't have to go to the gym. So, for the people that want to go and they take the risk, but I've known a couple people now on my channel. I've known several people in real life that have got it. And I think off the top of my head, everyone that I know got it. None of them got it from the gym, and most of them quarantined most of the time this past year. They're not traveling. They've just been in their house pretty much. They did a couple things depending on which person I'm thinking about. But to me, that just tells me that, look, again, what I heard in the beginning of the virus was 80% of the population is going to get it. Some will know, some won't know. Some will get sick. A few will have to go to the hospital, and a few will die. You say 300,000 is not a few. No, it's not. But 500,000 die each year of cigarettes. So that's not a few either. So it's just like, look, it's a real thing. But, time is also a real thing. Like a house is a commodity. I mean, it's like, it is what it is. So, look, if you have an underlying health issue, if you're a senior, I would play it very safe. But again, I've known seniors that have got it and they've played it very safe. So I don't, I worry about my mom sometimes catching it and then not being able to see her. That's, but what can I do? What can any of us do? All we can do is Take the precautions and live as safe as possible. Damn it, Ra's on fire tonight. More stimulus for the police officers. She goes, this is where I exit. Well, you exit strong. And remind myself I'm not on duty. You're damn right. So I say go take care of business. Don't want to know what places are violating. Good night, all. Yeah, no, don't, I don't know, am I blowing up some spots? I think everyone, thank you again, Roz, very gracious to me tonight. I know DeSantis said that he's not enforcing any mandates, meaning that, like, technically I think there is a mandate for masks, and I wear my mask everywhere indoors in the public. But technically, the governor said he told the police officers to stand down, not to enforce it. At least that's my understanding. I'm not a police officer. But, look, I mean, I wear my mask when I go in the gym, but when you work out, you're allowed to take it off. So, I have seen some people go in the store, very few will go in the grocery store. Well, not really the grocery store. The only place I've seen people not wear their mask and know they should be is in like a gas station convenience store. And it could be somebody from out of town, or it could be by the country. The country folk kind of like don't really dig it. So, do I get offended? I get a little bit offended because I just say, look, whether you believe it or not, it's just like, at this point, it's just like common respect, but I don't cause an issue. Look, guys, it's like, I just try to navigate. I don't want more problems. I want less. Do I want more stimulus? Well, guys, look, I'm happy more people get more stimulus. I don't know where we go from here anyway. I mean, because, I think we're going to be another year pretty much in limbo, right? I mean, I think you're going to maybe continue to see the stock market, house prices, stimulus all go up. And I don't think we're going back to normal if we ever do get until 2022 at least. Because I think, the next few months are going to be tough because the vaccine will not be heavily deployed. You're still in the mix of it. More and more people are getting it because of the winter. And so, midway through the year, you're going to have the vaccine out there more. Hold on, Pluto, all the way from California, super sticker guy working out in the gym with no mask. That's me. A $5 super chat. Well, damn it, brother. What I can tell you is wear your mask everywhere, but when you're working out, you're allowed to take it off. So, damn it, brother, I did skip the gym today. Why? I had a couple things I need to do. But I never go more than 3 days without going in a gym. Why? Got to take care of your physical and mental health. So, Pluto, love to you, brother. I hope you're doing good in California. Shout out to all my nomads. I knew a girl, I follow her. She was saying that she got hit by an RV in California today, and the person didn't have insurance, and they just kept going. But, look, Pluto traveled from Pennsylvania to California. And I know some people that didn't travel anywhere and they got the coronavirus. So, it's that calculated risk that you have to evaluate, But engage your mind, your body, because I don't think you do yourself a service, physically, mentally, anyway, by sitting home, not doing anything, and watching TV news or watching YouTube news. Because all you're listening to is more problems. And as I get older, I adopt the philosophy of, I got my own problems. I don't need more. And I don't have that many problems, to be honest with you. But I think we all, in our own way, we have problems. So why do I want to hear someone? Now, look, I want to know what's going on in the world, to a certain extent. But I don't want to know, I don't want to know it on a loop, all day. I don't want to know all that. Pluto, like you said, if I don't work, my dreams don't work. 100 emoji. And this is what I tell you guys. I learned this lesson. Good to see you, Free Spirit. We're going to get to it real quick. I learned this lesson. Don't resent people not working. Why? It gives you more opportunities in the workforce. It makes you more valuable. It makes your salary go up. It makes your pay scale go up. Less likely to get laid off. Never begrudge people who aren't working. They're making your life better. I got that revelation. And I don't get mad. Someone says, well, fuck it, I'm never going to work. I'm just going to wait for more stimulus. Guys, I say, I understand. I'm not mad at you. I hope it happens. Okay. And if I can retire early, I'm out. So, look, I think there's a certain amount of people, no matter what, they're more likely to work than not. I think some aren't. And I think some are in the middle. But, Like I say, guys, it's like if everyone lived in Florida, no one lived in California, and vice versa. So when someone doesn't do what you want, remember it's more of that for you. Okay? Free spirit. Sam, good to see you. It's great to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Sam, good to see you. Well, it's good to see you too, brother. And in good spirits, brother. Yeah, I would say overall, thank you for that, free spirit. I would say overall, the past couple of weeks have been on a positive rhythm, positive, positive vibe. Certainly, I have my moments throughout the day where I get upset, and not with anyone else, but just like just life. But I would say overall, I'm doing better than I was 6 months ago because I'm not New Jersey. Overall, I'm doing better than I was 12 months ago because still got the main job. My side hustle with YouTube's growing. My stocks are stabilizing. So I see my vision of maybe retiring early. I could think about buying a home base. I'm healthy. So I would say, damn, fuck, I don't have that many problems. Shit. Okay. So that's why, in one sense, free spirit and everyone, that's why I'm trying to say to myself, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, do I want to buy something and cause more problems? But this is what I've also learned in life. Eventually, you need to be proactive because things change. And you're not always going to be able to do what you're doing now. Now, I'm still relatively young and healthy, so I could probably nomad for a long time. But I'm not traveling like I was in my earlier time nomading. So, I don't know. I go through that mental exercise where I don't know if I'm causing myself more problems by staying on the road or getting off. And when in doubt, I stay on the road. Only because it's just an easier solution at the time. But I'm struggling like I struggled when I was close to anorexia, when I was very skinny, when I lost a lot of weight. I was struggling of how do I add some treats to my diet? And I'm struggling. I'm a cheap bastard now. Now, not cheap when it comes to food, but cheap when it comes to like paying for a hotel or house. I know Pluto's doing some hotels. So, I don't know, man. I got to see how that plays out. Coconuts, what stocks do you like? I don't like any stocks. I get in and I get out, sometimes within minutes. So, for me, I'm not a buy and hold guy. And I'm not saying that's right. Because people who bought and hold Tesla and even Bitcoin, they made more money than me probably. So, but for me and for my long-term sustainable goal, I'm an in and out guy just trying to get 0.25% or 0.1%. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not playing the long game. I'm playing the scalping game, little at a time. So, everyone has a different hustle with that. That's my opinion, my hustle or how I do it. So, but yeah, gotta get ready to file taxes soon, man. So, at the end of this month, we get to all the forms you need, whether it's through your job or through your investments or side hustles. Even if you're a DoorDasher, even if you're a YouTuber, you got to pay your taxes, or at least you got to file. Maybe you have a lot of deductions. Okay, like I deducted some psychopaths that trolled me this year. I deducted them off my taxes. So, but let's stay positive. Let's take hydration break. Good to see you, free spirit. Thank you again, Roz. Thank you, Coconuts. Thank you, Pluto. Thank you, Hal. Thank you, Quan. Thank you, Infinity. Yeah, look, guys. I mean, it's amazing. Look, directly, you guys have been a blessing. As much as I bitch about some of the psychopaths, I mean, I gotta acknowledge people who support the channel, man. Why? Because I know it sounds like a political speech, but hey, guys, as long as you're feeling it, I'm grateful. If you're not feeling it, I understand you don't want to fuck with me. But yeah, I never knew. I mean, obviously, I knew I was going to give YouTube a go. I didn't know if it was going to take off. There was moments where I wanted to shut down. Even last month, there was times where I said, you know what? So now, but I know I'm not going to come this far and then shut down now. But anything can go away. So what I always tell you guys is, my goal for the rest of my life is I don't want to depend on any one thing. I want to live simply, even if I do add something eventually here. And I think if you live simple, and if you're not married with kids, I think you got a lot of choices. I really do. Coconut's laughing. Thank you, brother. Hal says, real recognize real. Wow, man. You've been a great person to me, man. You really have, man. And you going through your own shit, man. To me, you just showed me an amazing character, man. And I think, like I say, Hal, I know you're going to do great no matter what. So, I don't know if we'll know each other in 20 years, but I'm sure you're going to kick ass, man. And you're going to do a lot of great things with your life and shit. If you can avoid, like meaningless relationships, and you could just stay on the... Now, I know you still... how's it been going, Hal, with your ex-girl, man? So, like, I know she's probably a good person like you, because I'm sure you won't fuck with some crazy person. But, like, now that you broke up, she's still in your life. I don't know, man. Like, for me, I'm not saying I'm right, but, like, Coconuts asked me about stocks. And I told him, like, I'm an in and out guy. Same thing with relationships. To me, I don't have, like, those lingering, like, we're going to be friends after we break up relationships. Now, some people do. I don't. And, I don't know, man. I can't see it, man. I can't see, like, I used to smell your panties. Now you're going to tell me about your day, how your day was. Do I want to know? I don't know. So I don't know how you guys do that, man. But some people do it. What's the hardest part about life? Well, hardest part about life will probably be if you have a physical, painful issue, a major breakup. That's a huge emotionally painful thing. Loss of a child, loss of a pet, loss of a loved one. What's the best part about life? Feeling inspired, feeling like you've been able to achieve some things that even you yourself said, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do this, but you put in a lot of work and you got a little lucky. Maybe a moment of love, a moment of orgasm. Feeling loved, without being smothered. That's rare. So, the good and the bad, it's all part of the life, the experience. It all depends what day you ask someone and what time, because life is subject to change. It's always overall, look, I try to keep positive attitude, even when I get pissed. I mean, I've been on here. YouTube has become like, my only relationship. Okay. Because I lost a lot of real life relationships because people heard me talking about politics, or people heard me talking about something like they disagree with, and like they don't hate me, but they're like, oh, I'm not, and I don't care. But for me, I enjoy being alone. Who's my man, Bryce here? I was thinking about Bryce. You say, well, what do you think about when you wake up? This morning when I woke up, the first thing I thought about was Bryce. Okay. Bryce is a member. He left a comment last night. I thought about, as soon as I woke up, I thought about. Guys, YouTube's very mentally taxing. So I woke up, and the first thing I thought about was Bryce's question. He said, Sam, how do you avoid being lonely? Okay. And I answered him. I think I gave him some general shit I always tell you guys. But in that moment when I woke up today, I said, man, Bryce is not waking up early. He's not doing something with his life. Because if I think about when I've been the loneliest in life, it's when I'm waiting for someone else to call me back, to pick me up, to make me happy. If you're lonely, you're waiting for someone else to do the work of your life. Because if you're waking up early, if you're being productive, you're going to the gym, you're going to your job, you're doing a creative venture, you're doing life, guys, that shit'll keep you busy. Loneliness is being bored. And you just like, you want someone else to come make it. And again, I think some people need to be in a relationship. I think there's extroverts and introverts. An extrovert is someone who feeds off other people's energy. An introvert is someone who feeds off their own energy. Like, I get worked up, I feed off my own energy. I go for a walk, I go fired up, I do a live feed. Now, you guys add to that, some people take from that, but, I kind of get worked up, But after this, I'm also like, I had enough, but you have to know yourself, But loneliness is a very thing that you can really get seducted into a bad life being lonely. And what I thought about this morning, and Bryce, if you're listening, or anyone out there that this is meant for, if you're lonely, it means you're not waking up early and working on your life. It means you're sleeping late, you're taking naps, you're not doing anything. And I've been there. So I don't say that in judgment. That's what I thought about this morning when I woke up. First thing I thought about, like fucking fire, like a lightning rod, I thought about it. I said, oh shit. I wanted to call Bryce up, but I don't know his number and I don't want his number. Well, I don't want anyone having my number. No one. Okay. I know there's some YouTubers who give people their number, man. They text and shit. This motherfucker's crazy, man. Now, hell no, man. I don't want people to have my phone number, man. So I know some people in real life don't have my phone number. We've been through a lot of shit. Hell no. Nah, man. Your phone number is your most intimate piece of data. I think you'd be better off giving someone your social security number and not giving them your phone number. Yeah. Because most psychopaths, what are they going to do with a social security number? They don't know what to do. Your phone number, you'll never get rid of them. Yeah, Hal said that's a little too far. Yeah, I agree. Giving your phone numbers, I'd rather, rather let someone sniff your basketball shorts than get your phone number. Okay. But look, guys and girls, I think I shared on the things I wanted to share about, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Infinity. Quan, thank you for that super chat. Roz came in here strong. Thank you very much. Pluto, thank you very much. Been very gracious. I'm very happy that you're living your dream and seizing the moments of your life while you're young enough and healthy enough. Coconuts, brother, I hope Tesla and your stocks and most of all, I hope you get down to Florida as soon as you can and you don't waste any time that you don't have to. Free Spirit, is great to see you, brother. Always great to see you, man. Hal, you always leave some good comments. Infinity, stay with that vasectomy. Kathy says, enjoy your talk every night. Well, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate you coming. Kathy never caused no problems. That's true. There's some people, they always cause some problems. I don't want to be around those people. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, Hal says, way too personal. Yeah, guys, look, if it's a job opportunity, they get your phone number. If it's DoorDash, they get your phone number. If it's someone online, you can give them your profile name and you can, invite them into your algorithm. But outside of that, Coconuts gave a workout emoji, and that's the Prince emoji. That's like a gender emoji. I don't know what gender that is, transgender. So what I could tell you is this, guys. Okay. Even if Coconuts, focus on self-care. I'll focus on self-care emoji. Okay, I agree with that. 100%. 100% emoji. Coconuts, you're on fire. All right, guys. The good news is more stimulus is probably coming. The bad news is more problems probably coming too. So that's life. The good and the bad, the yin and the yang, like my man Big Plan Dan. He used to run a very successful lesbian porn site. I know he hates when I say that, but guys, share your testimony. And what I can tell you is, when you run a very successful lesbian porn site, you retire early. Okay. And you always think in your mind at night and in the morning what you did wrong. Were you bad and your problems. And sometimes that's good. Look, as guys, obviously if we're doing things wrong, we should try to correct it. Okay. But you got to let go. Okay. And you got to move on. And you got to be happy. Well, look, as happy as you can. I know this world, and I get mad, I get sad, all that stuff. But you got to make the most of it. Coconuts, gender pick comes when you pick a guy pick. Oh, does it? Hey, guys, I'm pro rights. Male, female, transgender, don't matter to me. Coconuts, do you ever run your car at night for AC? No. If I had a hybrid, I would. But I'm looking at, I never ran my gasoline Jeep Renegade, though, at night, no. If I get the hybrid, I would. Or if I get an electrical car, I'm thinking about it. And that's another thing that's on the table is like, don't get a home base and then get the hybrid or electric car, and then I got the temperature control. But with the hybrid, it's going to kick on the engine every half hour in the summer for about 5 minutes. With the electric, charging stations are not that plentiful, and some of them have 3-hour restrictions. So I said to myself, man, am I going to spend 30 grand or 40 grand or whatever it is on a hybrid or electric? You can get some of them maybe close to 20, 25 grand. am I just going, use that money allocated towards a down payment and go back to a conforming life with an RV lot or single family house? Well, the one thing I like about the nomad life, guys, is it's just me, and the less people, less problems. The one thing I don't like about the nomad life is I have no place to go to get like buck naked and like just walk around a little bit in my house and just chill. Okay. So, like you can get buck naked and you can walk around Planet Fitness locker room, but guys, you talking about a whole nother level of psychopath. And I know someone doing that. Okay. That's why I had to get a second gym membership, because it's a disaster in some of these gyms. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm thinking about this. Coconuts. I can't wait to see what you decide to buy, RV lot, etc. Well, thank you, brother. Some people watching my channel for 4 years. They've been waiting for 4 years. I still ain't bought shit. I'll tell you this, guys. It may be 40 years. I got no idea. Because when in doubt, I don't buy. But, I would say if you said inspirational nomad, we're in overtime of the live feed. So let's continue to ask yourself a question. If I had to evaluate today versus 4 years ago when I sold my house and I started living in my car, am I closer to buying a home base today than I was 4 years ago? I would say, yeah, at least 50 or 75% closer. Why? Because, guys, again, when I first sold my house, I lived in New Jersey for 2 years because I was still tied to an office and I was still recovering from selling a property. Like, I was like, man, I don't want to know anything about commitment. I want to heal. I want to get out of New Jersey. I want to try some side hustles. And some of those things failed. And I was trying to figure out the nomad life, trying to figure out YouTube. And then as things progressed, more, just like Hal asked me the other day, like he came in here, he had a bad day at one of his job interviews. And what I told him is that's a good day, because that's how you learn. You don't get better until you fuck some shit up. So it's like everything in life, you only get, most of the time you only get better the more you do it. So, now I'm 4 years into the nomad life. At any time, look, I can get in a car accident, a psychopath at the gas station, anything can happen. But as far as the rhythm, I kind of have the rhythm down. You know what I mean? And I'm in Florida now, full time, with the exception of a hurricane or if my mom needs me or a national emergency. So for me, it's like I would say I'm closer to a home base than I was when I started, no doubt. Is there any part of my mind that says I'll never buy a home base, I'll nomad forever? There's a part of my mind that says that. There's a part of my mind that says I like living cheap so much. Even if I do anything, I'd get a small travel trailer and back to 1,000 trails. Cheap camping pass. But then there's a part of me saying, look, how cheap do you want to live? It's fun to live cheap, but at the same time, I could allocate money a different way and still have the same budget and have a home base, So, these are all the things I think about. How is it more safe to sleep in a residential neighborhood than a gas station? Well, it may be, but I think 1 or 2 times in my 4 years, I slept in a residential neighborhood. I would never do that. Why? I don't feel comfortable. If I had a house, I wouldn't want someone parking in my neighborhood, definitely not in front of my house. So unless it's an emergency, I would never recommend that. For me, it's campgrounds, truck stops, all-night gas stations or, other places like that, Walmarts. So, yeah, in my opinion, I would never recommend, and I never do. Only the couple exception times when I was first starting, I would never stay at a residential neighborhood because I wouldn't want that if I own property there. And I actually don't feel comfortable. I feel like if a cop would come and knock on your door and you're in a residential neighborhood, you're going to get in trouble. Well, even if you don't get in trouble, cop's not going to be happy with that. But if you're in an all-night gas station, or if you're in a Walmart, or if you're in a truck stop, you're not, look, that's like those areas are designated for travelers. Now, look, if you're there every night, you're not traveling. So it's, that's the dynamic I'm faced with. But, I respect other people's property and other people's community. So I wouldn't like just pull up to someone's community and just stealth park, unless it was an emergency or something. Coconuts laughing on the ground, good. Laughter's good for the soul. Coconuts. Living cheap is very addictive. It's like your sex addiction, man. I'm addicted to cheap living. But I don't shop at the Dollar Tree. Why? I got to get good food. Addicted. Once you get used to it, not having bills. Yeah, I agree with that statement. Yeah, once you get used to not having bills. What are my bills now? Well, again, you can eliminate debt, but you always have bills. My bills are always going to be my car insurance. Got to have it by law in America. Cell phone bill. Obviously, I got to put gas in my car. And the biggest bill you're ever going to have is your monthly food expense. Okay. So I guarantee you, whether you live in a house or live in a car, for most people, your biggest monthly expense that you can never get rid of is food. Now, yes, if you get laid off, if you need to live cheap, like Dave Ramsey says, you can rice and beans. You can cut your food budget way down. That's the one thing in your budget you can really trim down a lot. Okay. But it's that's also what makes you live like a king. Living like a king is almost literally being able to eat more expensive food or whatever food you want. And that's very enjoyable to life. Living like a cheap bastard, having oodles and noodles from Dollar Tree, the sodium is out the wazoo. And for me, it's I'm not sacrificing so I could do that. But I would say if I get a home base, I would cut my food expenses down a little bit. But I love not having a lot of bills. And I got the flexibility to change my bills, right? If I get an HOA, if I get property taxes, even if I had a single family house, you get property tax, they never go down. Or if they do, it's they're going to go up more than go down. Your utility bills, you got to think about, I had a house for 15 years. Sometimes, even if you don't use your electric, if you don't use your water, there's a 60, anywhere between a $30 to $60 surcharge just to have the utility available. So it's damn, man, get out of my pocket. But once you get a home base, guys, they're all in your pocket. But what's the cheapest you can live without a home base while having all the amenities? You get a cheap travel trailer, you get the basic 1,000 Trails camping pass, and you just hop around from campground to campground, but you're not going to be in the areas you want all the time because those campgrounds are not only always in those areas that you want to be, and sometimes they're crowded and they don't have reservations available. But you can do that just from a camping perspective for as little as $50 a month for the basic camping pass. But you need an RV, you got to have gas to tow it, and you may not be in the areas you want to be. But I think about that damn, because even if you buy a home base and you get no mortgage, whether a single family house or RV lot, you're going to have property taxes. Usually that's about $1,500 a year or something like that for a cheap one, cheaper. So, in a nicer neighborhood, I'm not going to live in a bad neighborhood. I'm not going to live in a country. So that's about $150 or so, a little less a month. You're going to have an electric bill. You're going to have a sewer water bill. Even if you don't use it, there's a surcharge just to have it available. And if you're in an HOA, you're going to have a couple $100 there. So I would say bare minimum, even if you owned a house with no mortgage, your house is going to at least cost you, $400 to $700 a month with no mortgage, easily. And even if you have a single family house with no HOA, you're going to have a home insurance. You're going to have to put some money away each month for maintenance. So guys, like I tell you, and girls, you're probably never going to get your housing expense under $500 a month, even if you have no mortgage. The lowest, most people, there's exceptions, the lowest most people will ever get their housing cost is between $500 to $1,000 a month. And you adjust that for inflation, it'll keep going up because there's more stimulus coming. Bryce, you were the first person I thought about this morning, brother. I don't know if you heard me about 15 minutes ago. When I woke up this morning, you know what the first person was on my mind? It wasn't Jennifer Lopez, man. It was you. And not because I'm gay. I'm not gay. but because of the question you asked me last night. Why or do I get lonely? And I thought about this morning, Bryce is not waking up early. He's not doing something. Because when I've been lonely in my life, and I have been lonely, I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't doing self-care. And I was waiting for someone else to make me happy. And I learned the lesson the hard way. No one's going to make you happy the way you can make yourself happy. Other people can complement your life. It's good to be in, have fun. It's good to have good relationships. But brother, more relationships, more problems. It's true. Look at my man Infinity. He already knows this guy. The first one in, he's still commenting. Self-care is a must. You're nailing it, Infinity. You're on fire. All right, let's take hydration break. Go back live comments. Thank you again, guys. Thank you, Quan. Thank you, Roz. Thank you, Pluto. Thank you, Coconuts. Thank you, all my members. Where are we at? Hal, I thought when I move out, I sleep in this neighborhood because I see they don't mess with cars that have been parked for a while. No, they don't. I mean, it all depends what neighborhood, Hal, because I have seen people, they stealth camp in neighborhoods or on streets that I see them every day, every night. And when you're a nomad, you can identify other nomads. And I guess the cops never bother them because they still go there. So you can definitely do it. But I just have something in my mind, like even when I'm in a spot I'm allowed to park, some spots I just don't feel comfortable, and I decide to go to another spot. So I'm a little bit finicky that way. So yeah, but I definitely see people do that. Kathy, simple living for the win, no doubt. Yeah, I agree with that, guys. Look, I want to live as simple as possible. Now, does that always mean the nomad life? No, not necessarily. Because as I get longer on this journey and I've accomplished a lot of, I needed maximum flexibility because, again, I couldn't leave New Jersey initially. I had to liquidate, stay, get a transfer, and then come down. And then go back for state of emergency. The nomad life, the biggest sales pitch is the maximum flexibility. At a certain point, you may be willing to trade some of that flexibility, even though I hate to say it, for a level of stability to balance it out. But I'm not going to lie to you, it's very hard to give up any of that flexibility. It really is, man. Because even though I deal with a lot sometimes, the flexibility is fucking, it's close to smelling some good panties and seeing it jiggle. Okay. So, we'll see. Coconuts. I love good food, but very expensive. Well, brother, the way the stock market going up, the way the stimulus is coming more, let me tell you something, brother. You ain't gonna have to eat cheap anytime soon, man. Bryce, good to see you, man. I thought about you first thing. He goes, hey, brother, I just brought this newest iPhone 1000. $1,000. Good. Feel like I regret it. No. The best money you can spend is on your phone. I recommend to everyone, even if you're fucking broke, the most money you should spend is on your phone. Why? Because you can get a job on your phone. You can DoorDash on your phone. You can watch TV on your phone, cut off your cable. You can use your phone to tether Wi-Fi to other devices, get an unlimited data plan. You can Google, it's MapQuest. It's a research book. It's your college education. It's your free porn. It's your video conferencing with your mom every night from across the country. It shows you more problems in the country. It shows you more stimulus coming. Your phone is your greatest resource. I tell you, sell your house, buy a good phone. Yeah. I tell you, live homeless and get the best smartphone money can buy. Okay. I think that's good advice. Now, I'm not saying everyone, but I'm trying to make the point. Guys, you got to spend money on your phone. Are you team iPhone or team Android? I'm team Android. iPhone is for your mom, your old friend, or the Asian MILF that you dated, and she don't speak English 100%, so she damn sure not ready to like program the Android custom home screen. She needs the basic iPhone with the pre-programmed home screen that she can't mess with. So Android for life. I got a good friend, he's iPhone for life, and that's where we agree to disagree. Infiniti, nailed it. Self-care's a must. Totally agree. Infiniti just bought a 2020 Ford Ranger. Oh, you bought a pickup? What are your thoughts on this? Is an interesting question. Let's read Infiniti's. I love you, brother. He goes, what are your thoughts on pulling an A-liner pop-up with built-in shower? You think that would be too inconvenient when I hit the road? Well, I love the question. Well, one is, what I want to do is I want to Google maximum towing capacity of a Ford Ranger, because that's a smaller pickup. Because you always have to know your towing capacity to know what you can pull. Towing capacity, like my Jeep Renegade can technically tow 2,000 pounds. Towing capacity of a Ford Ranger. So it looks like here, 3,500 pounds you can tow, okay? Again, you may have a different model, but it looks like the general model, 3,500 pounds you could tow with a Ford Ranger. Damn, you could tow 7,500? Oh, you got the tow package and everything? Okay. So, all right, what are my thoughts? My thoughts are, with regards to I like the A-liners because they're simple, but if you have a towing capacity of 7,500 pounds, I don't like the A-liners. Why? Well, even it sounds like you're going to have the one that's extended. It's got like, extra fold outs with the shower. But I would rather get a teardrop, a stand-up teardrop, or a small 16-footer that you don't have to put together, that has the bathroom and everything. It's like legit. So if you're trying to tow something real light and simple, I like the A-liner A-Scout, okay, but it doesn't have the bathroom. But if you're going to tow something above 3,000 pounds, I would not do the A-liners, because it's like you're going to another dimension, and it's like once you tow more than 3,000 pounds, you're not trying to be extra light. And like, as an example too, an A-liner or a pop-up, you can never buy an RV lot and put it on there, because most of these RV communities, not the campgrounds, the communities, they don't allow you to have pop-ups. Pop-outs, yes, but not pop-ups. Pop-ups are looked at differently in some RV or campground communities. So you may never want to go to those communities, but it's just like, I always think about that. And I don't like the A-liner, because I don't think of the A-liner as being made to be fully self-contained. The A-liners I've seen with the shower, like, they're like put together. They're like rigged together. They're not really made for that. A-liners are made for a basic step up from tent camping. So if you have a towing capacity at 7,500, use what you have. Don't tow all 7,500. I don't think you should tow more than 80% of your capacity, but I think you should tow something between 4,000 to 5,000 pounds max, even closer to 3,000. But it's fully self-contained. It's a full stand-up unit. And if you're going to go travel trailer, go that route. And even if you drop it and you don't tow it a lot, but I would not go A-liner in my opinion. Not with your rig, not with your vehicle, because you got too much capacity that you're not using. Now, again, here's the caveat. If you say that's what you want to do and that's what you plan to do, I support you. Because again, like, it's your money, it's your life. But those are like, my thoughts on it, because I really looked at the A-liner. Not the one with the shower, because I don't have the towing capacity for that, but the one with the A-liner A-Scout. But one thing I've come to terms with for anyone in the RV travel trailer market, at this point, I would never buy a travel trailer that isn't fully self-contained, meaning it doesn't have a full separate shower and bathroom, a full separate eating, kitchen area, and a full separate bed area. It has to have 3 points of connection: electrical connection, a sewer, and a water input. Okay. Why? Because what we learned during the coronavirus, even the Thousand Trails campground, some of them, they would not let you stay at their campground if your travel trailer was not fully self-contained, because they couldn't allow you to use the common shower amenities. And you have to be able to be fully self-contained and have all those 3-point connections. And technically, by IRS standards, Internal Revenue system or whatever, if you're going to write your travel trailer off as your dwelling, if it's your primary dwelling, you technically need to have a fully self-contained dwelling so that it can be considered a home, a dwelling. Because if it's just a camper without a shower, without a kitchen, it's not a dwelling. It's camper. So you can technically classify a trailer fully self-contained as a dwelling if you live in it as your primary residence. All right, let's take a hydration break and go back. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, but final thing I want to share on that. There's no doubt about it, though, brother. Anytime you toast something, it's inconvenient. Okay. But I like towing over a motorhome. Why? Because you got a regular car, not a motorhome, if you need to service it at the Ford dealership, if you need to go to Valvoline Quick Express to change your oil. And if you want to get out of the nomad life, you can just trade in a travel trailer at an RV dealer and you take your car and you're back on the road. You go back to an apartment or a house or whatever. A motorhome, it's more problems, in my opinion. Travel trailer's simpler, but it's an extra component, so I know people who do both. We had Upscale, he lives in the Class C. Milano lives in the Class B. So the reason I look at buying an RV lot is because I really don't want to tow a travel trailer. I just want a simple living quarters, fully self-contained, and only tow it if there's a major hurricane coming. That's it. So, yeah, that's the other part I wanted to share with that. Bryce. Oh, yeah, I read that. Love to you, Bryce. Free spirit. Agreed. Never, all caps, cheap out on your phone. Free spirit. Strong comment, brother. Very strong. Fire emoji to you. Infinity. Yeah, 7,500. That's a heavy towing capacity. Bryce. I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Thank you, man. You're doing a good cause for humanity. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. No one could have pulled out my grandmother's house like you did. Not Katie Carney, not Bob Wells, no one. Well, I appreciate that, Bryce, man. I really does a very kind comment. I totally understand what you said there. And I thank you, brother. And I'm totally honest. When I share with you, when I woke up this morning, first thing I thought about was you, because look, guys, I'm in it for the side hustle. I don't bullshit you guys, but, I'm not bullshitting you guys. It's like, I think about, our interactions, what I'm sharing. Obviously, look, sometimes I'm just having fun. I'm not thinking about anything deep. And I'm not always thinking about other people when I'm sharing general things. Some people internalize it. But look, I am grateful. I mean, because to me, what could be a greater blessing for you to make side hustle money and for you to, in some way, positively impact people? That's a blessing. Now, I want to be honest. I know I've hurt some people too. I know there's been some people I've hurt their feelings. I've let them down. So, but that's all part of life. It's tough. It's part of sharing your life publicly, privately, don't matter. Infinity. Thank you, Bryce. Infinity. I appreciate your advice, brother. No, it was a good question, man, because it made me think. But I've thought about that often. And again, brother, you do what's best for you, man. I support you. Infinity goes, going to carry a generator in the back of the pickup. Well, I could understand that if you're going to have a pickup. I could also understand that if you're going to boondock. If I had a travel trailer, would I ever boondock? No. If I had a travel trailer, I would just be at Thousand Trail campgrounds or RV lot somewhere private. But it all depends. Like some people are on the West Coast, some people on the East Coast, some people have a certain way they want to camp. So for me, I don't like generators. I don't like carrying gas. I don't like running them. I don't like because you got to maintain that. Uh, for me, I don't like solar either. I think solar, unless you have solar panels on your van or something, they're on your roof, and you don't spend too much money on them, because all you're really going to do with solar panels is charge your electronics. That's it. And run some basic outlets. You're not going to run an air conditioner. You're not going to run a heater. So you can just get a regular inverter pack for $100. You don't really even need solar for most people. So solar was the biggest nomad scam out there. Because again, if you think about it, the only thing people do with solar is they charge their electronics, they put on their lights that are LED that draws nothing. You can do that with an inverter pack. And that's it. You don't run your air conditioner with solar. You don't run your heater with solar. Those are the things, you really do. So, again, there's some exceptions there, but that's the general rule. Coconuts. Do you like pools or, yeah, this is a good question too, Coconuts. Do I like pools or ocean? When I was younger, I liked pools way better than ocean. I hated the ocean. I always felt like it was dirty in there and there was stuff in there. There's animals. Now, don't forget, I grew up in New Jersey, all right? It's not Florida, Miami. So, but as I get older, I don't like pools and I like the ocean. Now, don't forget, I'm in Florida, not New Jersey. But even when I was in New Jersey in the summer, to be honest, I prefer oceans now over pools. Because look, pools, a lot of the pools, they don't even change the water. The same water sits in there year after year, and all they do is shock that pool with chemicals. If you have a house and you bought a pool, you're dead broke, your kid doesn't want to swim in it, you're going to get divorced, and you basically wasted $20,000 to $60,000. Pools are for broke middle-class people. Okay. Now, if you live in an HOA community, they could be a blessing, but pretty much what you're going to find out is the senior citizen gilf that wants to get with you, she had a yeast infection last time she was in the pool. Did that ever happen to me? Yep. Okay. So you see the seniors doing they're doing water aerobics, okay, because they try and get in shape, live their best life. And what you don't realize is underneath the water, they got a yeast infection. You said, well, they had menopause. They can't have a yeast infection. Guys, when's the last time you dated a gynecologist? You can have a yeast infection very old. What do you guys think about? So what I can tell you is this, guys. I don't think I want to swim in a pool anymore. I don't. Okay, good job. Coconuts, you think Bitcoin can go to 500K? Coconuts, you asking the wrong guy. I didn't even think Bitcoin can go to 30K. What's that now, like 33K? I thought 23K was the peak. I didn't think Bitcoin would do what it did. I didn't think Tesla would do what it did. But I always tell you guys, I don't know the future. What I know is this: whether you're going to buy stocks, trade stocks, buy gold, whatever. This is what I tell everyone, and I think it's fair advice. Before you do any of that, okay, have a steady income, job or whatever, outside of your investments. Have your year's worth of expenses in your savings account. Pay off your debt, and then do whatever you want. That way, if you make money in stocks or investments, that's cherry on the top. If you lose money, even if you lose everything you had in your investment account, you still have a steady income, you never touched your savings account, and you have no debt. So to me, that's peace of mind. And that's priceless. Coconuts. Some condos in Florida have NY price tags. Oh, no doubt. Guys, this is some of the richest property in the world in Florida. But don't forget, a lot of the people that own that, they came from NY and they bought that property. Yeah. So don't forget that too. Coconuts. It's 37K. Damn, Bitcoin's up to 37K? I'm not mad at you guys. I want more stimulus. I want less problems. So, thank you guys. It was a good live feed and I'm very appreciative. Again, Quan, thank you for that first super chat. Roz, several super chats. Pluto, Coconuts, and then all my members, Infinity, Hal, Bryce, Kathy. What I could tell you guys and girls, is that I am grateful, man. I do feel good overall. Free Spirit, man. I don't want to overlook you, man. I can't believe you're still with me. Shout out to you, Free Spirit. So it's like, look, I'm in Florida, man. I'm living simple. And yeah, I feel good. I'm in a good zone right now. I mean, look, can shit fall apart tomorrow? Hell yeah. Infinity 499 super chat. Well, damn it, brother. You know how to say goodnight, man. That's all I can tell you, man. Bless you too, man. Thank you very much, Infinity. I appreciate that, man. Love to you. Hal, drop the mic emoji. Great night. Thank you, brother. Finish with a game winner, man. Yeah, Infinity brought us home, man. I'll tell you right now, man. Let me get the fuck off this stage, man, before they get the guy from Apollo and yank my ass off. Okay? Thank you, everyone, man. There's gratitude, appreciation. Hope my videos help you in some way, all right? Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you.